can also think of it as BUU. And it's a higher education consulting service. So what we do is we help to foster that for students who want to study abroad, but they just don't know how to do it, where to go. There's over 4,000 universities in the USA. Okay, that's a lot of universities to think about. We work with the first 200 in ranking, okay, the top 200, and we help you with all the paperwork and everything else. Okay, well, I wanted to start out just with an overall vision of what it might be like to study in the States. Can all of you students please close your eyes? Close your eyes. Come on, watch it. Close your eyes. Now I want you to think ahead, a couple of years ahead in your future. You just completed 1 year at university, at your university. It's been the best year of your life. Think about what happened during this past year at the university. What was your university like? What was your experience like? What did the university look like? What was the campus like? What were you studying? Think about that for a second. Okay, you can open your eyes, even if we can put the lights on. All right, see this ball? When I throw this ball, you're going to answer those questions to me. Those are some of the things that I want you to think about. What kind of university do you see yourselves in a year from now? I'm going to tell you a little bit about who we are. BUU is over 20 years of higher education experience. We're dedicated to guiding students who want to study in the USA. And those of you who are athletes, like you, and equestrian, rider as well, and Luca, the soccer player. To those of you who are interested in sports, you can also play your sports, your favorite sport, as well as study in a combined situation at the university. Where are our students from? Our students are from all over Spain. Okay? We work with students from all over Spain. We just work with Spanish students. We don't work outside of Spain with Latin America. So just specifically our Spanish students. And where do our students study? Well, we have sent students from all over Spain to all over the US, as you can see here. Olivia, we have sent them to Honolulu to study marine biology. There's a great university there that we sent one of our students who's currently graduating this year from a marine biology degree. Okay. So we sent them to the United States, all over. Why study in an American university? You know, there's so many choices nowadays where to study, whether you stay in Spain, whether you go to the UK, whether you go to Ireland. Why study in America? Well, first of all, it's a very prestigious education, as most of you know. And 15 of the top 20 universities in the United States, or in the world, are in the USA. And it's recognized globally for their excellence, their diversity, their flexibility, and their modern technologies. I generally go to visit the campuses as well. When I go to the States, I go 3 times a year, and I do tours of different universities in different cities that they invite me to. And I get to see firsthand what these campuses look like. And boy, am I surprised. I kind of wish that I could go back and be your age and go back and study. Because some of the technologies nowadays are amazing. I mean, I've been to Grand Valley State, which is in Michigan, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And this university has a library that we never had back in my day. The library looks like something out of Google or Apple computers. I mean, they have specific rooms where you can get motivated if you're doing a marketing group project. You work in the room together. They have Legos. They have different colored puffs where you can sit down. You have virtual whiteboards, everything possible to be able to kind of get those creative juices flowing and be able to work in your group environment. Future employers, international students with degrees from US universities for when you leave your comfort zone. If you decide to study abroad, it's actually going to differentiate you from the rest, right? It's going to make you look different. What's going to make you look different from just the regular Spanish schools that you stay in? Well, going abroad, studying outside of your comfort zone, and getting those US degrees. And earning a degree gives you a broad academic experience, and as we know, it's the global economy. Some of the geniuses, top geniuses of our time that we know today, Steve Jobs, he went to Reed College in Portland, Oregon. The founder of Google, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, they went to the University of Maryland. Yes?
Sorry, how many of them finished their degrees? That's all I'm wondering.
I was going to get to that. I was going to get to Mark Zuckerberg, who doesn't really count because he kind of dropped out of Harvard by his sophomore year, I think it was. So, but I think Larry Page and Sergey, I think they finished in Maryland. Yeah. Steve Jobs, not too sure about that. So Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, and Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks, he did graduate from Northern Michigan. Okay? And I want to see one of your names up here too, right? Because you guys are the future. So I want to see some more names up here. And how is American University system of studying? Well, they're very practical. It's very pragmatic. Okay? It's not all about memorization. It's a different kind of study system where you work in groups. You do a lot of real-life scenarios. You might actually, if you're in a business course, you may actually have to go to a company, interview the CEO, ask them, shadow them, create a project, maybe create your own product or service, and so forth. So it's real-life practical work. They do a lot of group work. And it's also student-centered and student-oriented, which means that the university really, really caters to the students. So you guys are the ones who rule on campus. Some of the programs that we offer. We have the program of becas académicas, which means those of you who are looking for academic scholarships, we help you to find one. And I'll tell you what you need and what's required to be able to fall into the academic scholarship section. Those of you who want a transfer program. So some of you may say, well, you know what, I'm not really ready to study in the States yet. I think I'm going to maybe do 1 year in Madrid or 1 year in the UK, and then I'll see how it goes, and then I might want to transfer into an American university. The sports scholarship program, those of you who are athletes and want to study your degree, aeronautical engineering, as well as, what was the name of it? Rugby. As well as rugby, you can combine that and we can help you find a dual scholarship, which is an academic scholarship if you academically have good grades, basically. If those of you decide that you don't want to go to the States yet, and maybe eventually in the future this is something you want to do, and you want to maybe get a master's degree and an MBA, or study a science degree and a master's, you can come to us as well. We can help you with that. Program of trimester or year. So this is another thing. If some of you decide, well, I'm not even ready to go to college yet. I don't know what I want to study. I don't know what I want to do with my life. I just kind of want to see what it would be like to experience that real abroad in the States in a university setting. So for you parents, they would still be studying. Okay, they would be getting credits that count towards the university. They could do a semester there, which would be 3 months. Okay, they could start from August until December. Get university credits, but also travel the world and see if that's really something there for them. Okay? That is called the trimester programs, where they could just go there, they could travel, because there's universities there that have 2 campuses, one in California and one in Seattle, Washington. So they could do a semester in Seattle, Washington, come back home if they want to come back, or they can also then go after December to the California campus and stay there as well. What are some of the requirements? You have to be at least 17 years old. Obviously, you have to be probably year 12, I would have to say, 12, 13, yeah? You must complete your secondary education. You have to take the TOEFL exam. Now, you may be exempt from the TOEFL given that you've studied in a British school. So that might be, you know, they have to see.
It depends on the university, and it depends what their qualifications are and everything else. Yes.
Exactly. A lot of universities still, because it is in Spain, EIC is in Spain, they may want to require you to take the TOEFL. The TOEFL is like the ELTS exam, it's an English exam. That could be taken at a LOA college, it's offered at a LOA. And the minimum grade
for IELTS,
for the IB,
IB.
Yeah, or IGCSE is a C, and the grade is 5.7. Okay, that's the minimum requirement. Now remember, the scholarships go along with your grades. The higher your grades are, the higher scholarship I can get you. Okay? If you have so-so grades, I can still get you something, but don't expect, all the bells and whistles for that. Okay? The SAT exam is not, the SAT exam is an exam in America that is required. It's based on math and English. Okay? English reading and comprehension and math. It's not recommended by all universities, but some are. For example, it depends on your major. If you want to study aeronautical engineering, I highly suggest you to take the SAT exam because it is based on math, and they want to see how high your math and science skills are. For sports, what are some of the requirements? You need a 3 to 5 minute video highlight. For those of you who are looking for a sports scholarship, I do not recommend doing a video yet until you are in year 12 because you will improve in your sports by that time. So right now you're a little bit too young if you're not in year 12. And you're going to need some letters of recommendation from your coaches, from your trainers. If you have any kind of rankings, that would be very important. If you're on a tennis team and you're ranked nationally, that would be really good to know. And to let the coaches know any titles or awards that you might have, and any in-person tryouts might be required. The SAT exam is required. For those of you who want to get a scholarship for sports, you do have to take this SAT exam. But the minimum is 780 out of 1,600. So it's not so bad. It's actually pretty low of a score to get. But it's mandatory. Why? Because it's actually to be federated. They want students to be at a certain level to be able to be eligible to play. The big question for the parents that are probably wondering all this time, how much does it cost to study in the USA? The average is around starting at 25,000 euros a year. Okay, that's average, and that's with a scholarship. Okay? So with a scholarship, it could be anywhere in the 20-some thousands is what you would be paying yearly. And what does that include? It includes everything. It includes tuition, it includes your room and board, which means your dorms, as well as your meal plan, and your student insurance. Sometimes student insurance may be additional. Most of the time it's already included. If it's additional, it's an extra 1,000 euros a year for the health insurance. Okay? What is the average scholarship given for academic? 10,000 euros a year. Okay, so if you're staying there for 4 years, you're going to get 40,000 euros as a gift to you for your students. Okay? Now, 10,000 is the average. It can go up to 20,000. It can go up to 15,000, depending on how academically brilliant your son or daughter is. Okay? But the average is around 8,000 to 10,000 a year. And for scholarships for sports, yes, sports are a little bit higher. So it's 15,000 is the average. Okay, for the sports scholarships. And some of you may be wondering, are the scholarships, do they cover my son or daughter as a full ride, which means you can pay all the tuition, so I pay zero? Yes, it can. But your son or daughter has to be fantastic at their sport. Okay? And the coach determines that, not myself. And fantastic in the sport, meaning that they are competing with the entire world. You're competing with people from Brazil, from China, from everywhere. So that is a little bit difficult and challenging, but it's not impossible. What is it like to live on campus? We have the traditional dormitories. I highly recommend for those of you who are going to start at university to stay the first 2 years in the dorms. Why? Meet people, there you go, yeah, socialization, getting to know everybody and meeting people is the key for the traditional dormitories. Second of all is the meal plan. The meal plans is generally 19 meals a week, which covers your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then some, and there's cafeterias, restaurants, you name it. The campus is a world where the students live in, and it has everything that they could possibly need. They do not need, what's a resident RA? Well, those of you will have a wonderful roommate, or 2 roommates, or 3 roommates. Depends on what kind of room you decide to stay in the dorms. In the dorms, there's 3-bedroom rooms, 2-bedroom, or a single room. I highly recommend to at least have 1 roommate, because that's more social as well. And if you have a problem with your roommate, we all know we may not get along with everybody perfectly, right? So you have a resident RA on your floor. Generally, that resident RA is an older student, usually a junior or a senior, okay, 3rd year or 4th year student. And that person is in charge of the floor. So in case you have any issues or problems, your light's not working in your room, or your roommate's bothering you because you're not getting along with this person, you contact the resident RA, and that's your go-to person. So everybody has that as well. The dorms are divided into male and female buildings. Some buildings are male on one floor, female on the next floor. Okay? And the only way you can get in is with a key card, so keep that one. So, how do I start? Well, the step one is to contact me, to contact BUU. Okay, get in touch with us, send us an email, give me a call. Send me a copy of your grades. For those of you who are in years 10, I will need years 10, 11, 12, okay, to take a look at the last 3 years. Some of you are still too young to kind of be in there yet, so I don't need your grades yet. And the next thing would be to then interview with us to discuss the possibilities. Okay? I like to interview with all the parents and the students individually to kind of see what your needs are, what your major is, parent, what your budget is, because like I said, there are more than 4,000 universities out there, and they're all different prices. Harvard is $75,000 a year. So if you can afford Harvard, guys, let's go for it. But there are other schools that are just as good, or, you know, a little bit lower, but they're still good. You know, they start at $35,000, $40,000, so it depends on what your budget is. And that's why I want to make sure that we find the right selection for your students. So before we finish and conclude for today, I wanted to share with you guys some interesting and fun facts about American universities that I bet you didn't know about. MIT, the famous MIT students actually become fully qualified pilots. Not all of them, of course. Just some of them. If you take the rifle classes, if you take archery classes and fencing classes, you can actually become a bona fide certified pilot. They do give you a certificate, but that doesn't allow you guys to actually steal any ships, to smuggle in any kind of drugs and things, and drink all the rocks. Okay, so you know. All right. Next one. Is a Stanford student won a medal at every Olympics since 1908. So, if any of you want to go to Stanford and you're in sports, keep in mind that you have a higher possibility of getting an Olympic medal or silver for bronze. And Caltech's football team has been undefeated since 1993, but this is American football, so those rugby players, you can pass into the American football side. 3/4 of Princeton's alumni marry someone else who went to Princeton. Okay? So that means that those Princeton graduates actually have amazingly intelligent Princeton children who eventually go to Princeton as well. So it's almost like princess, right? So keep this in mind. And cannabis was grown in the gardens of Cornell in the 1970s. And don't worry, parents, because that has been taken away since the 70s. And Yale has a rare library book collection that will actually kill you. And when I say that, I'm not kidding. Okay, so Yale has invested in millions of dollars in old manuscripts and very valuable books. That if there is ever a fire in the library, you better get out. You only have 30 seconds because there's a special gas that helps to conserve the books where if there is a fire does not go into the library, get into the library. And that poisonous gas only gives you 30 seconds to exit. Okay, so get out. All right. And just so you know, there has been many amazing commencement speakers in the last, 20, 30 years. We've had Steve Jobs, we've had a lot of people. But those of you millennials, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Kermit the Frog, because this is kind of like our age right here. Okay, moms, dads, you know Kermit, right? So Kermit, who was one of the most fun and amazing commencement speakers, who spoke at Southampton College in 1996. All right, and last but not least, those of you who will start the university, hopefully in 2021, will be rest assured that the 45th President of the United States will hopefully not be reelected by that time. His term will end. So let's hope that. Okay, guys, so let me leave you with one final message. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So take that challenge and get out of your comfort zone. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.